Hey everybody and welcome. It's Tom here. I'm doing kind of an impromptu Facebook Live here because I have an exciting announcement about a completely new and revised version of what used to be called the Centering for Wisdom assessment, and which I'm now calling the Wisdom Profile. So here's what this means for you. If you identify your wisdom profile by taking this quiz, it's going to help you identify your core leadership style. This is based on decades, honestly, of research and my work with clients and coaching and corporate groups. And based on that work, both backed up by the science and the research and my own experience and the feedback I've gotten from people over the years, I've identified 4 primary wisdom profile types. And these are one of the 4 that you probably are: focused visionary, a confident encourager, a courageous explorer, or a selfless servant. Most people that I've worked with fall into one of those categories, and each type has certain strengths or superpowers which you can learn about when you get your reports, which you get immediately when you take the quiz, and then use your daily contemplative practice to unlock the full range of those superpowers that are in your heart already. They're innate, they're part of the divine wisdom that was given to you just for being born. It's God's gift. And then apply them to improve your health, your relationships, your communication, and advance your career. I've been using the Centering for Wisdom assessment with clients and corporate groups for years now, almost, I think, might even be over a decade at this point. The feedback that I've received from a lot of those groups is that they enjoy it once they kind of get how to use the results. But they told me that they needed more help in the actual report that they get after taking the quiz, in order to understand and apply this information quickly and easily into their daily lives. So I've taken all that feedback and I've put it into a brand new report and version of this wisdom profile that you get. And then as you do that, you're able to deepen your leadership skills while deepening your daily contemplative practice and seeing how the two are connected and interdependent. So by identifying your wisdom profile type, these new and updated quiz results will help you also eliminate overwhelm and break out of burnout if you're stuck in that cycle, heal from chronic stress and maybe even trauma, and really learn to lead from your center of wisdom and purpose. So as I've done this, not only have I updated the feedback that you get and the quiz results, I've also created 2 quiz options for you to choose from, so you can kind of plug in wherever it works for where you are right now. And depending on what kind of feedback you want. So there's a basic quiz and an in-depth quiz. Pretty simple. The basic quiz is completely free, and I'll say a little bit about that first. So the basic quiz, by the way, both of these you can learn directly about and click to get access to at centeringforwisdom.com, which is in the chat box and in the description of this video, but centeringforwisdom.com. So there you'll have a choice. The basic quiz reveals what is most likely your wisdom profile type and how to learn a little bit about and unlock the superpowers of that type. There's 10 questions in the basic quiz that will help you determine your main pathway to leading from your center of wisdom. And of course, knowing your primary type is a great first step on your deepening your contemplative and leadership journey. The deeper dive, of course, is to get your full profile, which I'll say a little bit about in a second. With the basic quiz, you'll get your results immediately, regardless of which one you take. And your results in the basic quiz contain a short list of the superpowers of your type. Now, your wisdom superpowers are where each type, or your primary type, can most easily access and lean into and lead with wisdom and purpose in your daily life. So basically, when you lean into those strengths, you find you're acting a little bit more naturally, you're a little bit more at ease, you're a little bit more in flow. Maybe people respond to you a little bit better, relationships become easier. And knowing your superpowers empowers you to lead from your strengths so that you can stay centered no matter what kind of curveballs and challenges that life throws at you. Now, after you explore your primary type or your most likely primary type based on those 10 questions, the 24 questions of the in-depth quiz might give you a different primary type result, because the number of questions allows for more fine-tuned and scientifically validated accuracy. There's a lot more that you get in even just your basic quiz results. So if you want to go straight there, you can just go to basic.centeringforwisdom.com, and that'll take you straight to the free quiz. Discover your wisdom type. Now, let me say a little bit about the in-depth quiz if you're ready for that. With the in-depth quiz, you get your full customized wisdom profile. It's a 13 to 15 page report, depending on how your answers come out, affects the length. It's going to also include personalized tips for unlocking your superpowers and wisely working with your shadow. I'll say a little bit more about your shadow in a few seconds. So the in-depth quiz results gives you your entire wisdom profile. When you answer all of these 24 scientifically validated questions, you're going to get your most accurate primary type results. Again, your primary wisdom type shows you where you have the easiest access to leading from that naturally endowed divine center of wisdom that you were given at birth. You're also going to see your percentage of each of the 4 wisdom profile types that you are. This shows you how to tap into your heart and intuitive wisdom by leaning into the strengths of all 4 types. Your full wisdom profile gives you clues for how to kind of like stack your leadership approach and habits so that you can achieve more while expending less energy, mental, physical, and emotional energy, offering more variety and more ways for you to have a positive impact on others, on your business or your organization, maybe clients and coworkers or customers, as well as your family, the people that you love and care about the most, friends, and the common good of your community, because that's ultimately the point of tapping in, right? You get your own healing in the spiritual practice and leading with your gifts, and then you just want to share it with everybody else. That's really all that's left to do for meaning in this life. Now, the other thing you can do with the quiz results that's really cool, you can sit down and compare your comprehensive profile with like a coach, maybe a spiritual director, a teacher, a spouse or a partner, maybe a close friend or a counselor if you work with one, or a therapist. And they doing that with somebody else that you trust gives you valuable insight to achieve even more self-knowledge and efficacy in your most important leadership, health, and relationship goals. Now, with that full profile, you get, like I said, you get your full personalized wisdom profile report that's based on your answers to the questions. That 13 to 15 page report is your customized guidebook that you're going to have for the rest of your life, filled with practical tools designed specifically for your primary type and your unique shadow and the combination that comes from that. I mentioned the shadow earlier. You only discover your shadow by taking the full version of the quiz and the wisdom type. And knowing your shadow is key to knowing where you are most likely to get stuck. Where are you most likely to get distracted or pulled away from your center of wisdom, which resides in your heart? We all have things throughout our days that kind of throw us off kilter, and we can always come back using practices, but we all have particular ways that we get stuck. I'll let you know right now. Mine is attachment, which is one of the 4 primary shadows. So I can get attached to like looking for stuff online that I want to buy and wasting time. Those distractions create what we talk about as energy leaks. It's even low levels of depleting or frustrating emotions can be constantly draining your battery in the background without even being aware of it. And so sometimes that drain is just happening all the time, and you don't even think about it anymore because it just starts to feel normal. But when you become aware of your shadow and the triggers that kind of pull you away from your center of wisdom, you can actually learn to notice when you're getting pulled away, plug those energy leaks, and come back to center and stay in touch with your intuitive heart wisdom. And then your battery is recharged, and then you can handle the things that come at you throughout the day. So knowing your shadow really helps you to stay centered. And then you can learn simple ways to shift and plug those energy leaks, whether it's through a daily contemplative practice, through heart math techniques that I talk about. All of that makes a massive difference in your energy levels throughout the day, because you stop that slow kind of quiet drain on your battery, and you learn to actually turn that into a recharge and stay out of the traps that kind of get you in trouble or drain your energy. With the full report, you'll also better understand how to stay centered in divine wisdom, guided by your heart's intuitive wisdom or intuition, and your core purpose for your entire life. And you can do this all day, every day, by getting that report and really learning to make sense out of it and applying it in your life. Plus, in the report, you get simple practices that you'll find in there that will show you how easy it is to access intuitive heart wisdom whenever you need it. I'll reveal to you the 3 simple steps of the Centering for Wisdom process. and how to apply those to your full profile. So it's unlocking your superpowers, kind of like leaning into your strengths, kind of like you might be familiar with like StrengthsFinder. But when you lean into those, you really start to tap into deeper energy. Then you'll learn how to prevent your shadow from sabotaging your success. So notice when you're starting to get hooked or caught up into those energy drains or more negative patterns, and then learn how to apply it in everything that you do. So that's the new website that's been launched and the 2 versions of the quiz that are out there. Now's the time to claim the wisdom and ease that you deserve and start applying it to your life. Again, if you just go to centeringforwisdom.com, you'll see both versions there, or you can go straight to full.centeringforwisdom.com to see the full version, and that is available for $29.99, where you get that full report, your shadow, the full profile report, and a lot more practical tips and ways to integrate it into your daily life. Now, even as the core questions and the science of what I was calling before the Centering for Wisdom assessment, they all remain the same. So if you're familiar with that assessment, that part hasn't changed. The new wisdom profile makes it so much easier, especially in the results that you get back, for you to apply that self-knowledge to improve your leadership by eliminating feelings of being overwhelmed, by plugging those energy leaks and drains. And in the process, you'll heal from chronic stress, possibly even trauma, and you'll learn how to avoid the sabotaging ways that your shadow kind of creeps in and sucks your energy and your creativity and your ability to lead with real wisdom and power. And you'll be able to stay centered in your core purpose and aligned with what I talk about as divine wisdom or a deeper relationship with God or a higher power. So that's my announcement. Check it out right now by clicking on the links that are posted there. Or again, you can just go to centeringforwisdom.com and you'll see a description of each of the 4 types. You'll see the options and what you get with the basic or the full version. Or you can click directly to those links that take you to the basic or the full version. Take the quiz right now and reach out to me and let me know what you learned. I mean it. Your report on the last page has some really simple ways that you can get in touch directly with me, not with somebody else or not a bot. It's really with me. Make it nice and simple, but let me know what you learned. How are you applying it? What questions do you have? I love doing this interaction. So check it out. Let me know what you learned. Go over to centeringforwisdom.com right now, and I will talk with you soon. Thanks, everybody. It's Tom, and great to be with you. Have a great rest of your day.